chatted with your papa last week. You know, because he's got this new album, the Love album.
Oh my God, can't wait. The best album of the year, guys. Like, seriously, we've been listening to it for years. You know.
And it's amazing.
Years.
We've seen it, like, be created and, like,
bottom to top, and it's killer. The development is, woo.
So you're proud of your papa on this one.
Oh, yeah.
And it's definitely got a different vibe and tone. It's definitely more R&B of Diddy, right?
Yeah, it gives you the R&B, just like love. It's just love in the album. So.
He's a small fish, and they're using him as the scapegoat.
And then when you pass it, I'll give it to you.
They're using him as a scapegoat because you got all that money, but you're not the 20 billion. Like, that's weird. You know what I'm saying? So they saying they're using him as a scapegoat, like they're gonna arrest him so that way to save everybody above him. Yeah. Like one of the biggest fucking oil suppliers in India that was probably in one of his parties doing this weird shit. I'm just making that.
Diddy's daughter Chance Combs has reportedly vowed to come clean about Jay-Z and Beyoncé, claiming that they are using Diddy as a scapegoat for his growing legal problems. The media is in a frenzy about this. Due of Diddy's participation in serious allegations, such as misconduct and other accusations that date back years, his group, which includes well-known individuals like Jay-Z and Beyoncé, has come under further scrutiny.
What are we doing tonight, baby?
We're making desserts for our bonfire tomorrow.
Okay.
Because, and like everyone that was invited has to bring something, and then our thing that we had to bring was dessert. And then like everyone else, they bring like food and drink. And like,
Whip that, whip it. Do you like it, Prince?
Drop it in the
Chance. Look at everybody. Chance is back.
greatest stuff.
You want a real egg? I'm gonna give you the real egg, baby. So let me show you how. Want to see how Uncle Puff does it? Look, I can crack it with one hand. Look.
Due to their strong relationship, Chance, Diddy's daughter, was unable to remain silent as other celebrities attempted to place the blame on her father.
Me now is one of tonight's A-list presenters. It's Sean Diddy Combs with his stunningly beautiful daughter, Chance Combs. Mr. Combs, is this not the perfect father-daughter date night?
I'm speechless. I am speechless. Baby, you look so beautiful. So beautiful. She's a future actress. Her name is Chance Combs. Chance, you tell her.
Yes, I'm an aspiring actress, and it's my first time at the Oscars, so I'm really excited to be here. Yeah.
Incredible. Are any dream folks that you want to work with as an actress?
Probably Zendaya is one of my biggest inspirations and someone that I really want to work with in the future.
Amazing. Now, I've never gotten the chance to...
Some believe that Beyoncé and Jay-Z are trying to distance themselves from the repercussions, despite the fact that she has remained mute on the subject. The power couple may be trying to avoid being associated, according to rumors, especially because fan theories and media attention are intensifying the turmoil around Diddy's actions. Rumors that tensions are rising between these friends and longtime coworkers have been fueled by the affair's ongoing social media buzz.
Wait, so hold on. Why is there chatter about Jay-Z being in the same club as Diddy? Allegedly, it's because of his interest in young girls. So rumor has it that Jay-Z exploits young women in the industry, young enough to be his own daughter. Now, if you've been following Jay-Z closely, you'll know that he's far from the wholesome family man he portrays himself to be. So Jay-Z has been under scrutiny for quite some time. Do you guys remember when he was romantically involved with Foxy Brown? Yeah, she was just 15 years old and he was 27. That raised more than a few eyebrows. But wait, there's more. Jay-Z maintains close friendships with Diddy, Russell Simmons, and R. each of whom has faced allegations related to their relationships with underage girls. Now, with fresh evidence coming to light, it won't be long before Jay-Z has to address these shady connections to Diddy.
Music mogul Dottie Dottie is well known for hosting lavish events. However, these occurrences are now being investigated due to serious allegations. Reports state that Dottie's notorious private parties have caused a stir. Due to claims that his homes in Los Angeles and Star Island were outfitted with secret cameras, concerns about privacy violations at these exclusive gatherings have been raised by these accusations.
Now, some of the lawsuits against Diddy include accusations that folks found out later they were being recorded getting busy without their consent.
Every millionaire, billionaire I've been around, bro. So if I go into the bathroom, I'm gonna cut the lights off, cut the flash on my phone, and look at the mirror. If it's got that little hollow circle at the bottom, there's cameras in there. It's gonna be all through the crib. That's why most times I'ma chill in the car.
Recent allegations state that Diddy's homes on Star Island and Los Angeles were secretly monitored in every room, secretly documenting the activities of guests. This has led to significant privacy concerns as well as legal challenges pertaining to consent. Lawsuits allege that the film allegedly depicts many well-known athletes, singers, celebrities, and music executives participating in illegal activities, which would further intensify the dispute. According to ongoing investigations, Diddy's most recent arrest was allegedly influenced by these claims. Due to the alleged recording, which has shocked the entertainment world, several people are now facing potential legal ramifications.
Perhaps most crucial, though, in the lawsuit is that, unbeknownst to Lucien, Diddy also has a ton of hidden cameras all throughout his house, including in his bedroom, which would perhaps suggest that the blackmail runs both ways. Maybe he also has blackmail on Lucien Grange. Again, I don't know. I'm just telling you what's in this lawsuit and what we can derive from it if these allegations are true. And again, the fact that there are so many photos in this document at least proves that he does have evidence of some sort.
Federal authorities apparently found a large collection of video footage during searches of Diddy's homes, which allegedly showed many celebrities being filmed by hidden cameras positioned around his homes. These recordings are now the focus of the investigation, and rumors have it that Diddy may have access to private footage of Beyoncé and Jay-Z and use it against them in the midst of the ongoing dispute. Chance has raised the public discourse by defending their father in the face of mounting allegations, accusing Jay-Z and Beyoncé of acting in a dubious manner themselves.
They've learned from sources that investigators have found several weapons inside his homes. Several. They also have found videos. It's been reported that Diddy has collected images of people in compromising situations at his residences. TMZ now obtained this video inside his home in Los Angeles after the raid by federal agents. It's reported that Diddy is the target of a sex trafficking investigation that comes after he was hit with a wave of civil lawsuits alleging and trafficking. I've also learned exclusively that Diddy is in Miami. Authorities know exactly where he is. They've been in touch with his legal team. Sources tell me he's trying to avoid the paparazzi, and they're telling me he will not be arrested soon.
The renowned music businessman Diddy was arrested on serious federal charges, including trafficking, conspiracy to conduct racketeering, and transportation of humans, on September 16, 2024. Judges have expressed concerns that he could attempt to intimidate, and he is still being detained in federal jail after many bail denials, despite entering not guilty pleas to all of the charges.
Many people are noticing the celebrity associates who are not speaking out. Let's talk about them. For instance, Usher, who was managed by Diddy. Remember that when he was 13 and later worked with him as an adult. Usher recently wiped his profile from Twitter X. He was mentioned in one of the lawsuits as someone who interactions with Combs. Howard Stern once asked Usher about Diddy's wild parties. Here's what he said.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
Combs has sparked shocking claims that well-known individuals like Beyoncé and Jay-Z may have been involved in some of his purported illegal activities. The power couple may have helped abuse young artists, according to these claims, which vary from destroying careers to even being implicated in more severe crimes. Despite the lack of hard evidence linking Jay-Z and Beyoncé to these murders, their long-standing friendship with Diddy has sparked several accusations in the media.
Worried about which Diddy parties they were at and what was going on. That's not to say that they were necessarily even involved in any of the things that are alleged by the U.S. Attorney's Office. But if you're at that party and it turns out that that's when he set up one of these freak-off parties, or that it was going on in another room and you didn't know about it, there's a good chance that you're going to be called by the U.S. Attorney's Office. And certainly if you were involved, you would get a call because they're going to want to know everything you want to know of what this case, this case is going to touch and involve. And the feds have said that this remains an open investigation. There could be more charges for Diddy. There could be more charges for other people involved. And usually the way this works is once they find out other people are involved or were witnesses, they bring them in and they sort of lean on them, and it's sort of like, you're going to cooperate with us, or there's a possibility that you could face charges. So this is going to be a slow developing a case here because we're just getting started, and I don't see how this trial begins anytime before next year.
There are increasing claims that Jay-Z set Diddy up as part of a planned scheme to safeguard his own interests, raising the possibility that he was involved in Diddy's legal doom. According to these theories, Jay-Z may be conspiring behind the scenes to paint Diddy as the victim of bigger conflicts in the entertainment industry. This report claims that Jay-Z used his influence and extensive network of business relationships to divert Diddy's attention and shield himself from any legal repercussions.
Jay-Z allegedly set P. Diddy up. Now, this came from, what's her name? Jaguar Wright. Jaguar Wright said that she believed, or she know, that Jay-Z set Puff Daddy up, you know, because he wanted to take his spot and all that. And she broke down how he, you know, did other people in, and she was making a lot of, as crazy as people try to think she is, she did make a lot of sense. Check it out.
Jay-Z is setting Diddy up. He wants to be the one. He lined up Big L, stole his life and identity. He lined up Dame Dash, stole his life identity.
For years, Jay-Z's alleged darker side has been the subject of insiders like Jaguar Wright, who have warned the public and the music industry about his influence and power. Jaguar Wright, a singer and former member of the neo-soul movement, has often accused Jay-Z of unethical behavior and questionable economic dealings behind the scenes. According to Wright, Jay-Z uses his power and influence to control the company, which suggests that his public persona hides a darker side. She has often suggested that Diddy's actions would have considerably less of an impact on Jay-Z's victims than they would. She makes the argument that Jay-Z, who has created an almost flawless public image as a commercial mogul and cultural icon, may be hiding more nefarious endeavors that might one day be uncovered.
The Jay-Z victims are going to be worse. They're worse because of the psychological torture that comes along with what he does.
Do you think Jay-Z is scared right now?
Oh, he's terrified. He's terrified. He's losing confidence everywhere. But the only confidence he's worried about keeping secure are those white boys that he worked for. That's his only loyalty. Not even to his wife is he loyal.
But what do you think? And just again, hypothetically, if his kids, as young as they are, asked, "Daddy, who's that man on TV getting arrested? Isn't that your friend?" What would his response be?
He wouldn't respond. He would just laugh and walk.
Jaguar's interview with Piers Morgan had some startling revelations. She accused Jay-Z of taking part in satanic rituals and linked him to troublesome individuals like Jeffrey Epstein and Harvey Weinstein. She further referred to Jay-Z as worse than Diddy and said that he engaged in shady dealings with young women. Jaguar continued by saying that Jay-Z is responsible for Beyoncé's actions with young women. Jaguar also claimed that Jay-Z is controlling and imprisoning Beyoncé in her own home.
Victims potentially, do you think there could be?
Thousands. Thousands. I've talked to hundreds that I deal with still myself. I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things.
What do you think happened with Kim
Keeping people against their will. Putting people on planes while they're unconscious. Just like Aaliyah got on that plane. Unconscious. There's a lot of things that people don't want to talk about.
Jaguar also discussed her past, acknowledging that she had worked as an adult employee at Domino's before to signing her first record deal. She also expressed her concerns over some of the top entertainment personalities' dubious behavior.
This is the thing. Everything that I'm about to say to you is not my firsthand knowledge. It is my firsthand witness account experience. I was a worker. I was a dominatrix before I got my record. That's how I know how the dark world and the sex world and the entertainment world run hand in hand. That's why the movie Blink Twice is so important. Salute to Zoe Kravitz.
Diddy and Beyoncé are also charged with some grave offenses. Their relationship began while Diddy was already well known in the music business and Beyoncé was a member of Destiny's Child at the start of her career. Through business gatherings, shared acquaintances, and joint ventures, their paths have intersected, creating a relationship that has endured. Outside of work, they even maintained a tight friendship.
I'll do it again. But yeah, because at first he was like, I want some cheesecake, but we took all night to do the process, right? So when we got back, it was like 4 or 5 in the morning. And me and Dallon got back first. Let me tell you how green these niggas is. So I'm the type of nigga, I listen to everything you say as if it's a contract. So if you say, walk to the store, or walk to get me some cheesecake, I'll walk to get you some cheesecake, but I'm not walking back. And that's just what me and Dallon did. And they like, why y'all, you know, they hot. Like, y'all cheating. And we like, he told us to walk. He didn't tell us to walk back. So we already in the hotel like 3 hours before they got there. When they said they was coming, we went and met him in front of the building. And you know the first thing that nigga said out of his mouth? He said, we got the cheesecake. He was like, I don't want that shit. Take that shit upstairs for Beyonce. Then he said, they was like, yeah, man, we want.
The entertainment community is divided by the new allegation that Beyoncé and Diddy are somehow linked to Aaliyah's premature death. Community suspicions claim that Aaliyah's rise to prominence jeopardized Beyoncé's rise to superstardom, leading to unsettling claims that her fatal plane crash was not an accident, but rather part of a larger scheme to elevate Beyoncé.
By the way, wasn't this all around the time when Aaliyah died?
Yeah.
And Beyonce's solo career was struggling? Jam on your horn now, that fucking bullshit ass record. From the Austin Powers shit, it was some of the worst shit ever. They were having a hard time taking her solo, and then Aaliyah died. And then they brought Rich Harrison in, and you know, kind of think it's crazy right now. She liked posing with him in pictures for Page Six. Aaliyah didn't. She fell in love with Dane.
There are worries that when investigators look more closely into the past of both moguls, Jay-Z's economic endeavors would also be looked at. The probe into Diddy's alleged offenses is anticipated to go back to the 1990s, according to claims from federal officials. Particularly in relation to his early financial activities and relationships in the music industry. There is increasing conjecture that Jay-Z's ascent to fame during that period may be re-examined.
Goes all the way back. It was 2008. I'm going to give y'all guys a little bit of inside tea. There are people that are going to be interviewed the first and second week of October, depending on what is found in those interviews. And it looks like there might be a lot. That investigation actually might be expanded further back into the 90s when Diddy was getting seed money from. And if that's the case, Jay-Z, yeah. Rockefeller Records, yeah. Y'all fighting over these royalties. It might be more to fight over. But let's get into this.
There is speculation that some of Jay-Z's commercial endeavors, like Rockefeller Records and Roc Nation, may be re-examined for potential connections to illicit behavior in light of the latest wave of probes. Incorporating Jay-Z's economic endeavors from the 90s into the probe may provide a different account of how his empire came to be and increase the likelihood that his companies are linked to illicit activities and the poisoning of former business associates.
Guys, this is world coming to an end or what? Why is Jay-Z just got accused of poisoning one of his ex-business partners? God, you know, man, these stories are starting to get real sticky around this joint, man. You know what I'm saying? You got Jay-Z around here accused of poisoning his business partner and been hiding. P. Diddy around here doing what he do. Hey, man, I just want to ask somebody something, man. What do 1,000 bottles of baby oil look like?
It will be essential to stay informed as the case progresses since the scenario is continuously changing. In the continuing judicial case against Diddy, 120 victims have come forward with accusations against him, according to latest results. This large number of allegations has the potential to have a big impact on the proceedings and put Diddy and his legal team under further strain. If these accusations turn out to be accurate, Diddy may face harsher legal repercussions and his reputation may shift.
Sentences of 10 years for both the drug charges
and the sex trafficking. So we know that Diddy has fought charges before. There were state charges, there were gun related, the nightclub shooting with J-Lo, but he's going to dig in his heels, and this case is going to trial. So if you're prosecutors, you really want to make sure that your evidence is bulletproof before you go down that.
As the trial goes on, the stakes are greater than ever since Diddy's freedom and reputation are at danger. Since it may be hard to discern between legality and stardom in the entertainment industry, the possibility of such harsh penalties has increased public awareness and sparked conversations about the broader implications of responsibility.
So Sean Diddy Combs was just arraigned on his indictment and racketeering charges, and he was denied bail. I'm shocked, for one. I'm Eliza Orland's career offender in Manhattan for the last 15 years, and I just heard this news that a judge denied him bail and he will remain in custody, he will remain in jail through the pendency of this case. Now, granted, these are extremely serious charges and he is facing up to a life sentence if convicted on the racketeering charges, but I thought that his attorney's pitch, which was for a $50 million bond and putting him in home detention in his Miami residence, would be accepted by the judge, but that is not what happened, and the judge said that he'll be detained. Defense lawyers apparently will be appealing this ruling to the district court, and he did, in fact, enter a plea of not guilty today. There is no trial date set yet, but the date is next set for September 24th. It's certainly not unusual for people to be detained pre-trial. However, the defense put together a proposal which basically offered home detention with GPS monitoring and a $50 million bond and handing over his passport, restricting his travel. So I'm just a little bit surprised that no bail got set in this matter and he's just being detained pre-trial. If folks are interested, I would be happy to go into more detail about the pitch by the defense counsel as to what they were offering up instead of pretrial detention, but I am floored, and it looks like this case is going to proceed while Sean Combs is in custody. Leave other questions in the comments and follow along for more.
Beyoncé and Jay-Z have been adamantly denying the allegations in the Diddy case, despite the increasing investigation and potential scrutiny into Jay-Z's past financial dealings and relationships. Both artists maintain that they were not involved in any misconduct inside the music business, and their strong denials show that they are determined to disassociate themselves from the charges and the ongoing investigation into the issue.
Yeah. Getting back to that. The Beyoncé mess? The Beyoncé? What I said, wait, what? Beyoncé was up in there, and I believe this is around the time that Jay-Z wasn't around. Now, here's the thing. I'm not implying that Beyoncé was messing with Diddy. I am saying, what was Beyoncé doing in Diddy's place? It was making of the band. Back then, Diddy was a big dog, and I believe Destiny Child and Beyoncé were still growing and trying to get on. They were famous, but Diddy was the big dog. Why wouldn't they want to appear in an episode of Making of the Band? And I have questions. Was she there alone? Matthew there? Was Tina there? I know Jay-Z was there because they weren't even messing around at that time, or at least they shouldn't have. I think she was a little bit too young for that. He shouldn't have been.
Piers Morgan made a public apology for talking about the allegations after the lawsuit was filed, emphasizing the gravity of the charges and the possible legal repercussions. The legal teams of Jay-Z and Beyoncé have replied to the accusations with a stop and desist letter and have vehemently disputed Jaguar's claims.
Morgan has just been censored by Jay-Z and Beyoncé. The journalist received a cease and desist letter from the Carters regarding his interview with Jaguar Wright. He claimed that there's footage of Jay-Z on those freak-off tapes and that he could be just as guilty as Diddy. Now, I don't know about y'all, but they got some really interesting pictures that they take. Beyoncé started one of her concerts with this opening: "Whoever the media controls the mind." So it's clear to me that Beyoncé knows to control the media. You know, just look at me at the Grammys throwing this up with the all-seeing eye as the logo for CBS. Interesting. And what's Jay-Z doing right here with known witch Marina Abramovic? I mean, really, just a coincidence, right?
Since it could provide more insight into the characteristics of the industry and the events that took place at Diddy parties, this decision significantly deepens the current inquiry. According to some sources, Beyoncé has even decided to testify against Diddy, demonstrating her resolve to face the grave accusations against him and her readiness to provide any evidence that may aid authorities.
Heard of this Jaguar right before, but the things she was saying seemed so outlandish that I just dismissed it as conspiracy theories. I have to hold space for the possibility that, well, maybe it is true. I just can't fathom like Beyonce being a criminal and like knowingly doing harm, and keeping things like it's so hard to swallow.
I don't quite still understand how other people can be involved.
Jay-Z doing his own separate criminality apart from Diddy is what she's alleging.
Okay. See, I thought all of this had to do with just people who knew Diddy or had heard what was going on over there.
I could be mistaken, but I posted a clip on my soon-to-be banned TikTok account. The clip was her talking just about Jay-Z and then talking about Diddy. But she's accusing Jay-Z of his own crimes. It's hard.
When Chance found out that Beyoncé and Jay-Z intended to testify against their father, he publicly threatened to expose the pair and everyone else for using Diddy as a scapegoat.
I don't want to happen is for Diddy to be the scapegoat and he's the one that's paying for what everyone else has done too.
Like he's the example.
Exactly. And because I feel like there's so many other elites is part of the reason probably why they did raid his house. Yes, because he has an ongoing investigation, all these allegations.
He got all the evidence.
Exactly, but he has all the evidence against all the people that they're trying to protect. That's my theory. So I'm hoping that, more people can be attached to what Diddy has going on, and people will come out and tell about what really happened. Instead of just pinning it all on Diddy.
Share your thoughts on Chance Combs' threat to reveal Beyoncé and Jay-Z's use of her father as a scapegoat in the comments section below.